Hey guys, Bike here, and I'm coming back at you again with another video on Last Epoch. I've been playing the game a lot. I've been streaming it over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/babblingBike. Details in the description down below. And these particular items are things that I would like to see changed about the game, addressed, added, stuff like that. So let's start with the first one. So for me, this has probably been the most prevalent one. If there's anything that I want to see fixed in the game, it's this one. It is the memory leak in the game. I have been having issues in the game and in my streams. I'll be streaming the game, and after like an hour, hour and a half, my FPS is just chugging. FPS standing for frames per second. I'll be like in the low 40s, mid 30s, and I'll just have to stop, restart the game, and start playing. Because I'll look, when the game first starts up, it will be using like maybe 3 gigs, 4 gigabytes of memory, and by the time it starts causing all these issues, it's using well over 10 gigabytes of memory. And what one thing you may say to address that is, hey, bike, just get some more RAM. I did. I got 32 gigabytes of RAM in here, and I'm not even using, for whatever reason, like I don't know if it's just something unstable in the game itself that it can't utilize more than 10 gigabytes or something, but I still have plenty of headspace on the RAM in the game, and it just, for whatever reason, can't use it. It hits 10 gigabytes of memory and it is just absolutely chugging. So that is something I'd like to see addressed. I know it doesn't happen to everybody, because I've mentioned it to my chat, and I'll get a couple of people who are like, oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. I have to restart the game, around the same spot for myself as well. And then I have another person who's like, the game never uses more than 5 gigabytes. And so I'm dumbfounded. I don't know what's going on, why it affects certain specs or hardware more than others. I do have an all AMD rig. So maybe AMD in this game don't really play too well together. Not entirely sure, but I would like to see that addressed at some point, hopefully before release, because I plan on playing this game a whole lot more when the game comes out, and I'm already well over 200 hours. I'm closing in on 250 hours in the game. So the next thing I'd like to see addressed, which I think they have been addressing, so this might be a non-issue. This is an idea I wrote down a couple of weeks ago, but it is the multiplayer bugs in the game. I would have constant disconnects and crashes while playing with others, and I'm not entirely sure what's causing that. I know multiplayer is still kind of new. Like when I came to the game, I'm quasi relatively new to the game. I've been playing for about 2 months now. Yeah, I've been playing for about 2 months now. So when I came to the game, multiplayer was live, but they did note that it was in beta. I mean, basically the entire game is in beta. But I'd be trying to play with my friends, and we just get disconnected, lag out, crashing, whatever. I did play recently with somebody who lived all the way over in the UK, and it was almost flawless. I was really impressed. Now, this guy has a fiber connection. I have a fiber connection. That could be it, but I haven't been getting as many issues recently, so maybe this is something that they're working on pretty diligently, and I just haven't played enough multiplayer, but I am putting this in here just because I've had issues with it before. Next, I would like to see them add a skip campaign feature like in Diablo 4. I have created a number of alts since completing the campaign, and yes, I am aware there's shortcuts in the campaign. Particularly, you can use the dungeons to try and shortcut parts of the campaign. Also, the main reasons why you want to play the campaign is because you want to get all your passive slots and all your idle slots, but it does feel a bit tedious. I wish there was an alternative way to leveling, maybe like a lower level of monoliths. This is pretty low though on the totem pole. I understand like games like Path of Exile, you got to play through the campaign if you're playing a new character. So this might just be the way it is. And if that's the case, 11th Hour Games, thank you for the skips that you have implemented in the game. But if there is a way just to skip the whole campaign, I would definitely take it. But if that's not possible, I understand. This is pretty minor. And for my last thing I would like to see him added to the game, I don't know, no, in this case, changed. I don't know if this is just a personal thing, but I would like to see them do away with the runes of shattering and just have like an anvil or something that you go up to. And its only purpose is to break down gear. If you want to change anything about your gear, you got the other runes. But this one does feel like kind of an unnecessary pain point, in my opinion. I'm at the point on my level 100 paladin that I have hundreds of all the other runes except for like the rarer ones, like runes of ascendance, the mirror runes, you know, that sort of thing. I have hundreds of these other runes except for runes of shattering. I am constantly at 50 or less because I'm trying to get good affixes to put onto my gear. And I don't know if it's possible to just remove the runes of shattering. It could be that this is just already a staple in the game and they can't be removed. If that's the case, I'd like to see like all the vendors just like have an unlimited buy of the runes of shattering, and maybe that's kind of built into the game. But especially when you're first starting like a new character, and like as for me, and this could be personal to me, I started a druid that was in normals. All my other characters had been SSF to this point, so it was like starting all over again. And I was like finding gear because I need these new affixes, like class affixes for my character. And I'm constantly running out of runes of shattering. I'm having to travel to different vendors as I'm playing through the campaign to get through it, trying to buy runes of shattering if they got any. It just felt like a really unnecessary pain point. It would have just been much nicer if they sold runes of shattering like unlimited. I could just buy as many as I need for a while, or if there was just a place I can go and just constantly break down my gear, because that's the only purpose it serves. Like, don't change what it does already. I kind of like the excitement of, do I break down this piece of gear, or do I use like a rune of removal to try and, you know, remove that one key aspect before I run out of reforge potential? But, you know, the runes of shattering were just, I don't know. I personally am not a huge fan, but if this is the way it has to be, I'll live with it. This one, just like the previous one, is kind of low on the totem pole. So anyway, these are what I'd like to see addressed and or changed in the game. If you have any suggestions, drop them in the comments down below. So anyway, you guys take care. Have yourselves a good one. Cheers.